Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. My name is Strider656, and I'm so thrilled to welcome you back to another adventure through Middle-earth. In this series, I'll be playing random matches against different people on the Discord. I will show you only my hand and will not look at the other players' hands, and try to keep the end result a mystery. In this series, this game I'm playing Kiwanis. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I don't know much about him. I tried asking, I haven't heard back yet. I'll edit my info later, but I want to get this video out there so you guys can watch it. So this is a Lord's game. I asked what side he wanted to play. He said he preferred Shadow, so I'm playing free. I choose regular everybody except for Gandalf, Narya, Gimli, and Boromir. Alright. Just realized Gandalf, I didn't put him as the guide, but we know he's the guide. There he is. Alright, so he allocates 3 eyes, which I find very interesting. So let's see how this goes. So what I'm thinking here is I want to probably play every little as a gain to see if I can get some better cards. And I'll move last because I'm worried about those musters. So I get every little as a gain. And I draw Rangers of the North, which is a great card. Happy about that. He musters the Southrons and Easterlings down. So I decide to do the slow walk to Dol Amroth. I walked the guy from Pelargir to Lambden, so this makes a full 5. I never thought of this until now. I want to also apologize in advance because my allergies are going crazy. So I'm going to be muting the video once in a while. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Okay, let's keep going. So Rohan's ready. Gondor is mustered. He's bringing Isengard down. Now I decide to move the Fellowship. Let's see what happens on 3 eyes. Drum roll. Will I get hit? It's very likely I could. And look at that. Barely missed. So right close. He says safe. So he says other muster here. So I'm happy to see that. He brings Saruman in. So now I'm thinking maybe I can move and lose Gandalf. But then again, I do want his die. So I decide to do an army action first. Just to protect Rohan. And ready DA. Because that was my plan anyway. Because he brought the Southrons and Eastlings out. So I was worried about Corsairs. That's my reason for doing that. So now DA is ready. And Rohan's pretty good. And he moves the guys to Gorgoroth. I decide to move the Fellowship. He hits on 5s. Very likely he's going to hit. Let's see what happens. He does hit. On move 2. And it's just a 1. I don't lose Gandalf. In base, I might consider it. But 1 is too little. Plus, I get Gandalf's die anyway next turn. So I take it. So the Fellowship's doing really well. Gondor is prepared and Rohan is prepared. I draw Safe Paths in the Dark and Celeborn. Go to turn 2. And he allocates again. Just 2 eyes this time. I was waiting for the 3rd. Didn't happen this time. And I roll. Complete garbage. Let's just say yikes. So I'm probably going to play Celeborn to start. I'm thinking I want to cycle cards. I'll probably move the Fellowship. Maybe I'll probably draw a character card to see if I can get Wizard Staff. Those are the thoughts I'm having. So I play Celeborn to cycle into Riders of Theoden. He decides to move the Southrons and Easterlings. And the guys in Nirn up. I pass again. And this is an interesting move. So the guys from Mordor decide to take a tour. And backup comes up. So normally Gondor might be worried, but the Southrons and Easterlings the Sauron units are just chill right now because they have no desire for battle because they're not mustered yet. So I guess I don't draw. I changed my mind because I was thinking a character card, but then once I saw those guys in North Athilion, I wanted to see if I could draw into Faramir's Rangers. But I don't. Southrons and Easterlings are at war. So Sauron's the only one that's not at war yet. I play Riders of Theoden. He thanks and plays Horde from the East. And I actually read this. I'm like, I don't know if he can play this, but he can because the Southrons and Easterlings are at war. And interestingly, brings him to Eastrun. So now I'm like, uh-oh, I totally forgot about the dew line. So that could be a problem. I play Elven Rope. He moves up out of Morannon. Now I'm going to move the Fellowship. Let's see what happens. So 2 dice. This is the third movement coming up. This is the most stressful move. So let's see what happens. Move, and he barely misses. He says, close again. I say, yes, sir. And he decides to put everyone out. The whole Mordor army's out of Mordor now. And then these guys move up. But again, not at war. And instead of going up, he thinks for a while. He's debating Eastern Emyn Muil or Noman lands, and he picks the Noman lands. So yeah, that was the turn. I draw Challenge of the King and Guards of the Citadel. I'm happy about Guards of the Citadel because Gondor can surprise Sauron now, who's just hanging outside. So I can hold on to that as a surprise. I also have Rangers of the North waiting for these guys to make a move closer, and they'll get a gift called that card. All right. Fellowship, okay. Allocates 3 eyes again. Rolls no more. Gets 1 muster, so he can bring Sauron to war and do some attacks. And I have a decent roll. So Gandalf hasn't been rolling eyes, which is great. But I think it's time to lose him now. So I move the Fellowship. He misses. So now I'm thinking I probably got to use a ring here. We're through Mordor, potentially. Hopefully the Balrog doesn't come out. Oh, there he is. He shows up. That brings the dwarves and the elves down 1. I decide to move Gondor down. Just in case he attacks it, I can do a muster somewhere. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so I move Gondor down. But they can't go to war yet. And he moves Southerns and Easterlings closer. So he doesn't have Corsairs. Potentially because that would make no sense otherwise. I decide to give him a ring here and move the Fellowship, hoping to lose Gandalf. So we move. I'm sorry. And he hits twice. Somewhere it could be an eye. If it's an eye, it's not good. Maybe I should have brought Galadriel, but the elves are not at war. So that's the danger of that. It's a 2. This happened during the Combat Wombat game, too. All right. All right, so Gandalf makes it all the way through Moria. And I lose him, which is great. He uses that right away to make a muster. And he musters an elite to South Rune. So Gandalf joins the party again. So I'll still have 5 dice next turn. And he moves the guys up here. And these guys up. Again, the Sauron force is not worried about. These guys, the Southerns and Easterlings, they're ready to play. Their barbecue got finished early in Umbar. And they're ready to attack. Meanwhile, Sauron is just, lazing about. I bring the dwarves down. And I think about it some more. And I decide the elves are a better choice because I count the moves. And that way I can bring them to war, then muster up in Woodland Realm if I need it. Now these guys are here, and I'm not worried about them at all. So, all right, that's turn 3. So this is a very slow game. All right, I draw Imrahil of Dol Amroth there and back again. Now comes a big choice. What would you discard? And I actually discard. I think I discard Challenge of the King because I'm thinking I could play there and back again with Gimli and get him straight to Erebor because he's only worth 1 point anyway, and that would make his life miserable, and it would bring the elf straight to war too. So for that reason, I do get rid of Challenge of the King. Our Fellowship, okay, allocates 2 eyes, rolls 1 more. So not a lot of attacks. And I play there and back again to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His 2. And there and back again is extra 1 to Erebor. That activates Brings down the Nurk activates and brings down the elves and the dwarves. It says spicy there and back in if I ever saw it. So now I can start mustering the elves, which is great. I can also bring in Elrond or Galadriel. I mentioned I always draw the there and back again for LoME games. I don't know why, but I always draw it. Check the videos if you're interested. So he flips to Balrog. I play Rangers now on the SE army. I get 2 hits, which is great. But if you look at it, it maximizes him anyway. But I do get an elite and a regular here. He thanks and decides to just muster up another elite in North Rune. I pass, muster another elite in North Rune, so this is a big, big army. I think for a long time, I'm debating, should I bring should I bring the dwarves down? Should I bring another elite into Woodland Realm? I don't know what to do. So I decided to move the Fellowship. And he misses. On 3 eyes. So it's kind of a waste for him, but it happens sometimes. And I checked the stats. He's only rolled 1-6 all game. Alright. Sauron finally goes to war. It took him 4 turns to get there. So he's the last Shadow Army to get to war. Very rare this happens. So I don't know what's going on in this game. Maybe Sauron was thinking they were ready to go. And he was wondering why they're not doing anything. So who knows? But he could also bring in the Black Captain here. I bring Galadriel in because I'm scared of eyes. And he moves into Old Forest Road. And this huge army outside of Dale. So I decide I need to muster up the dwarves. Because I'm counting 2. And that's the point of me doing this. So I'm moving the Fellowship for now. I decide to use Gimli's ability to move the dwarves down. He decides to check Woodland Realm, put him under siege, and I go into siege. I know this is a weak army, but I don't have many to roll with here. Alright, so we're going to turn 5. I draw There's Other Way and Aomer. And Fellowship is okay. He allocates 2 eyes this time. Rolls 1 more, and I roll a lot of Wills of the West. I'm contemplating giving him a ring so I don't lose him. But this game isn't really in critical condition right now, so I decide I don't really care. And I decide to move the Fellowship. And I'm hit. And let's see what happens. Smeagol. So happy to see him. Thank you for joining the party, dude. So Smeagol finds them and joins the party. Usually, you don't always see him in a Lord's game. Kiwanis asks me if Balrog die can be used to move now that they are active. Of course they can. But I'll use the Will of the West to kill him if he does. I think he realizes that in the chat because he says sad. This is another elite in Moria. I move the Fellowship using my Will of the West because I want to get rid of Smeagol now. He hits twice and draws a 3. Perfect tile to lose Smeagol. On top of that, I have safe paths in the dark in hand. So Smeagol showed up, said hello, and then they got hit, and he sacked himself. So thank you, Smeagol, for your service. And now Strider's the guide. So I just have to move 2 more times, and I'm in Mordor. So I'm very tempted just to move into Mordor now. And I could wait, because it's really dangerous. But I can't help it. I want to move. So I do move. I'm hit twice. And I draw 0 reveal, which I can't block. So I think about this for a while. And I think about going through here, going all the way 1 step away from Mordor. And I decide I don't want to deal with drawing too many tiles. This could be an error. Comment what you think. So I just go here. So I do decide to go there, and he puts the chief on me. I had the Fellowship. He plays Orc Patrol, which draws a 3. So pretty painful. I think about taking a random, but I do have healing cards in hand. So I tank it all. He attacks Erebor. Oh, she doesn't attack Erebor. I'm so sorry. What am I doing? I think about putting an elite in Erebor. And instead I decide to play Aomer. But I do Guards of the Citadel instead. I will go back and fix this. Trust me, guys. I know it's an error. He plays the gates are closed, and I get rid of the gates are closed. Because I don't want to draw more tiles. He brings them out. Now I draw Athelas, which I'm really happy about because I took that 3 corruption. Now I could heal all of it, potentially. And I have save paths, so I have potential 5 healing in my hand if I maximize. It's going to turn 6. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong thing. So Fellowship is close. The Shadow has no victory points, I want to point out. None. So I have Grimbeorn. And now I have to decide which card I want to get rid of. I want to keep all of those heals. Emerald might not be useful, but that's always a good card to have. So I decided to get rid of one of my scouts. And I think I got to bring a Spirit of Mordor. And that's where I make the correction about Aomer as well there. So he allocates 3 eyes. Rolls no more. I have a nice roll. He says, goodbye, Balrog dice. You served me well-ish. And so, yeah, I do decide to get rid of the Balrog. But he keeps the die for the turn. He would have lost it anyway because of Witch King being here. He plays Shelob's Lair. I move the Fellowship. I'm hit. It's a 1. I just take it. He plays The Ring Is Mine. I move the Fellowship again. I get hit. And it's an I. I think about what I'm going to do with this. I take the corruption. Because that way I don't have to worry about cruel weather. Then I'll just heal the rest of the turn. He draws a 0 reveal. And he plays Breaking of the Fellowship and draws an I. And I play Athelas here. And look at that. So another King's foiled. Aragorn takes out the leaves and just drops him. So nice job, Aragorn. Or Strider. So I'm ticked off about that. That's annoying. So I say pathetic. He moves his forces out. And this guy up. I don't know what they're doing, but okay. I pass. He flips the Witch King and mistakenly gives himself another die and tries moving them, which you can't do. 2 reasons. Number 1, this is not a Sauron force. And number 2, you can exchange. So he exchanges them. I flip the Fellowship with my hybrid die. And he condenses forces and then moves these guys up here. So I'm like, really? You're going to do 1-on-1 against this guy? Or 2-on-1? Again, no points into Mordor coming up. I play Save Paths in the Dark to get rid of that and move Dagon to Corruption. He attacks Lorien. And we go into turn 7. So I draw Eagles Are Coming and Book of Mizarble. We'll look at the hunt pool in a second, guys, when it's set. He allocates 3 eyes. Rolls 3 more. So I could pivot to... I'm thinking here I could pivot to military. But how am I going to make it? I mean, I could move... I can't change the this die here because it's a keeper die. So 5 movements. Could I make it? Well, Gondor should be at war. So theoretically, Gondor, right? I could go like 1. I could muster 2, 3. It's not enough. 2, 3, 4, 5. I could possibly make it here. 1, muster 2. But he'd be able to muster back. And then I could try moving these guys down. But again, he's got a muster in hand, so... Oh, I didn't roll yet. So yeah, now it's still... I could use... I could bring Elrond and then use a die twice. So I think for a while... And I actually decide to not go for it. And I move the ring. Let's look at the hunt pool, because there's 6 eyes in the pool, right? Or 6 eyes in the hunt pool here. The hunt box, sorry. And there are 5 eyes in the pool. 1, 1, 2, 0, 3, 2, and Shelob. And I draw a 1 reveal. And now I want to start losing companions. I know he's going to start putting people in. And I've already played Athelas, and I just hope I don't lose Strider. And he picks the alternate Boromir, so it's 1. He plays Give It to Us and changes his mind. And plays the Black Captain commands to attack Lorien. I think what he's thinking of is he's worried about Galadriel dodging an eye. Let's look at the cards but I have good cards in hand here. I have a lot of protection, advantageous position, shield wall. Could play a charge too. I'm not going to play Heroic Death because I don't want to lose Galadriel. We'll see how this battle goes. Probably playing advantageous position. Yep. He plays Storm of Bats, so it does nothing. But it prevents his 5 on rerolls. But didn't save anything. So he gets 1. And I get 3. He draws and presses. And it's Imrahil. I play Imrahil, sorry. And he plays Deadly Strife. So that's 1. It's only 2. Oh, I was thinking advantageous position. But it's shield wall, so it's still 2. And I get 3 back. Unlucky for him to get that. I still have a Heroic Death that I could play. I asked if Galadriel is a companion. But that's only for combat cards. I was thinking the Eagles are coming. Looks like he stopped the attack, which is great. So I decided it's time to muster up some Elven Elites in Lorien, which I do. So Galadriel is going to just do that, and I flip the Fellowship next. Passes again, and I decide to bring another Dwarven Elite to Erebor. Because they're not going to move anymore. I'm just going to move once per turn. He brings the regular mouth in. I bring another Elven Elite in to make this more ridiculous. But I want to protect the eye because she's just too good in this situation. So good job. Those elves are fighting well. He attacks his Gileath from South Ithilien. No card, he gets no hits, and I get 1 back. He presses, and I go to Pelargir. Because again, I do have Guards of the Citadel still. So that attack pushed Gondor to war, so I just did a regular Muster and Minas Tirith to end that. I draw an Ents and Fearfire Foes. I remember when I drew this, I was thinking I could play Fearfire Foes to activate the north and bring them to war. Except nobody's over on the northwest. For some reason, I thought it also worked in Dale. He allocates 4 eyes this time. Rolls 1 more. He's got 5 eyes in the pool. I'm with the Fellowship anyway. Let's look at the chances here. So this hunt pool, pretty nasty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bad tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4 good tiles. And I draw 1 reveal. So I random again and get another Hobbit. Very lucky. He asked if that's an alternate Hobbit. I say I don't remember, because I do know if you have both, you could cancel. But Pippin does a good job. He just stands up to Sauron and dies. He says this is tough. Yeah, it's very tough. I think he's trying to go corruption. He takes Pelargir from West Tarandor. He does no card. I do no card, and I get nothing. He presses, and I just back off. I say you're on the board. And I bring an elite to Dol Amroth and an elite to Minas Tirith. He puts an elite in... what is he doing? Did he flip the mouth? Oh, no, I think he just mustered some Nazgulin. I got distracted. I was so confused. I let him know that they're going to be staying there because he can't move his leadership around because he's not rolling any characters. So flip the Fellowship using the card draw. He attacks Losternock. With no card, he gets a hit. I hit back, though. I play Guards of the Citadel because I have so many cards that I want to play down. He says buff Tirith. He attacks Dale with the Easterlings and gets one hit. And I got nothing back. He presses. I decide to go away. And my thoughts now are I'm gonna run away to Carrick, and then I'm gonna play Grimbeorn to get more guys. That's what I do. So I move here, and my second action I'm gonna move this guy in, and he plays Hill Trolls, up in Woodland Realm. So maybe it might have been better to put him in Lorien if he wants to take out Galadriel. But I don't know. It works. And there's Grimbeorn. So I could go military, but the problem is these forces are way too big. And if I could make a run for here, but where am I get my other points from? Lorien was the only other option. He's sitting on him. And they're not even at war. I draw into I Will Go Alone in the last battle. Then I put the last battle in the hunt box like an idiot, so we have moments here. And now we're good. There we go. So last battle, I Will Go Alone. So I have another healing card. He allocates his eyes. And rolls 2 more. And I'm going to start again. I'm going to start right away by moving. And I draw 2. So I'm drawing like all the good tiles here. I'm so lucky. Because an eye would be painful. So I take a random and draw Strider. But Strider did his job, I think. And Legolas has got his irregular too. So I'm okay with that. And he plays Candle of Corpses and gets 2 hits. So I'm close to the end. And the military is nowhere near finishing. So I decide to play I Will Go Alone and sacrifice the Hobbit. Just so I can get another healing. And also get straight to Gollum if I need to. He plays Give It to Us, puts that in the pool. I draw character cards now. And he thinks for a long time, decides to check Erebor, puts Under Siege. And I play Ents. So I'm going to play Ents. I could possibly kill Saruman. And then I'm going to play There Is Another Way just to heal a corruption. Because I'm so close to the top here that, using Gollum to have the extra movement, it's not really needed. I do have 2 rings in the box. Sorry, 2 rings I could use still. So I get 2 hits. So I'm not going to kill Saruman. And I get 2 more. I don't have the other card. And I have There's Another Way, and I just heal back 1. So I've canceled the Candle of Corpses. And my corruption looks pretty good. And he moves to the Vale of Karnan and to West Horondor. So this game is not looking good for the Shadow here. I'm feeling pretty confident, but I am also worried about possible red tiles and possible eyes. But he can only do 1 eye next turn. So now I decided I want to bring Rohan to war just so I can threaten Orthanc as well. Because I can threaten Orthanc and Gundabad potentially. And Moria, which I didn't even notice. Alright. And he musters up in Orthanc. I move Rohan down again, and we're into turn 10. I draw through day and night Bilbo Song. That's another healing I could use. And I laugh because I said, oh, that's all you can allocate this time? Because all game Sauron's has been looking. It's been maximum eyes in there. He hasn't even drawn an eye. He rolls 2 more. And there we go. So I move the Fellowship, and this time I draw an eye. So there's the eye. I could put it back, but if you look at the hunt pool sucks. So I'm good with that. So I take 1 corruption and flip the Fellowship. He plays Lord of the Ring to add a corruption. I flip the Fellowship, so there's no more of that nonsense. And now the mouth is coming to Gondor. And these are reinforced. Erebor is reinforced, and so is Woodland Realm with leadership. Finally. He finally is able to use his character. I laugh. And I decide to play Eagles Are Coming, because whoever plays that card. So Gimli does a little swan call. He does a little whistle. Eagles show up, and I kill 2 of the Nazgul, or 1 Nazgul, because it's only 3 on here that I can roll. So he kills 1, the rest fly away. And I say the Eagles don't scare the Witch King. He just, so I can't imagine how that works lore-wise. If the Witch King just looks at the Eagle and says, you can't kill me. I don't know. He moves the leadership back, which is funny. I play Bilbo Song to get down on corruption. And I could move here to win the game. There's a chance of that. I say I'm not moving. It says fair. So he's attacking into Erebor. I play Confusion. He plays Foul Stench. And he gets 3 1s on himself. And only 1 hit on me. And I get 1 hit back plus 3, so 4 hits on him. So it doesn't press. And I decided to go for it. Because I'm thinking it's like, well, I could win. Let's see what wins me the game here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 3 more, 9. I have a 66% chance of winning. And this is what happens. This is where it gets kind of strange. Just going to let you know. Shelob's Lair comes out. And at this point, I want to dedicate this game to Josh Davis, if you're watching. Because look what he rolls. The Shelob 6. So I decide to take the corruption and reveal. So I can prevent 1. And he plays Morgul Wound to up it to 10. And now I'm in bad news. And I give him a ring to flip. To flip him. In retrospect, what I could have done is I could have waited to the last action, played a muster to get Elrond in, and then been able to use that character at the end. But you never know. Draws a character card. Plays Foul Thing from the Deep. He says this could destroy me, but it could also kill me. So let's see what the chances are. He wins on a 3. And that's it. He's got to draw the 3. And he draws an eye. So the eye's gone. And all right, so now I'm desperate for character cards. He needs to roll 1 eye, no more than 1 eye. So here we go. He gets 2. And I got plenty of movement and stuff. So I draw a character card. I'm looking for Mithril. I need it. That's not Mithril. He draws a character card. I draw a character card. That's Ents. That's not Mithril. Attacks Erebor again. I play Confusion. Again. I got one hit on him with that. He gets one on me. And I got one back. So I draw a character card again. I get Elven Cloaks. And I decide that's the one I want to use. Attacks Erebor again. And I play Daring Defiance against Foul Stench so I can reroll. But I can reroll one time. And he gets one. And I get one. He's just doing this to draw. So I decide I'm going to play the Ents in order to get my card in. I got one. And Elven Cloaks. He plays Olagai, so I'm happy that he's not he's not playing another card on me. And now we go for the game. So my chances are really low now. Really low. I have to draw the 0 or a 2 to win. So 1, 2, 3 wins it. 1 will stall the game, but he could kill me. And he draws a 3. So that's the game. It was brutal. And it shows you that you're never out. Even though I thought I played really efficiently. My save game file for this game was BS game, Shelob. So all the times I see Shelob 6, I'm telling you it happens. And I'm glad I finally have a video of it. I want to thank Kiwanis for this game. He went straight corruption, and it worked. Because he won. So that was the game, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me show you the stats so you can see. All right. Believe it or not, I was minus on characters. He was minus 4 on 6s, a plus 3 on 5s. And he was plus on musters, which makes sense. We saw a lot of them this game. Let's look at the 6s. You can't see it on your screen, so I can fix that for you. There you go. All right. So everyone, thanks for watching. My goal now is to put 3 videos out a week. And I'll try doing it around the Monday, Tuesday area, around the Thursday, Friday area, and maybe one on the weekend. But I don't know what my schedule is, but I might want to get videos out. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this adventure through Middle-earth. Don't forget you can find me on the Discord. And please, I see a lot of people are watching my videos. Please consider subscribing because I'd love to get that subscriber count up. And see you in the comments. Take care, everyone. Bye.